Today we are reading the most popular book talk books of 2024. I looked at different blogs and different posts and different lists, and I cross-referenced the lists to see which books showed up the most. The number one, the book where I'm confident was Book Talk's favorite book of 2024 is Funny Story. Another book on this list is Icebreaker. This book, I know it was a popular TikTok book because I kept getting like videos of real life hockey players reacting to some of it, and apparently it's smut. I don't know. Apparently it's spicy. My New Year's resolution was to not read anything spicy, so if it shows up, I'm gonna just skip it. I'm gonna read the book, but not the spice. The third book is Bride by Ali Hazelwood. And then there's Butcher and Blackbeard. I don't know what to expect. I didn't even read the synopsis, so we will see. My eyes landed on Icebreaker first, so we will read Icebreaker first. Okay, so it's the next day. I'm actually in school right now because if I go home, I'm going to sleep. I read 38% of the book because I stayed up to 3 a.m. reading. I forgot how much I like romance books. Like, there's no boring world building, there's no like danger lurking in the corner. You don't have to worry that someone's about to die. It's just about hot people falling in love. So, the plot is basically that this 5'4" figure skater falls in love with this 6'4" hockey player. It's not an original plot, but like you don't read this for originality. You read it for the fun and giggles that come with romance stories. And there's been a lot, but I have been sticking to my New Year's resolution. Every time like a spicy scene came up, I skip through the pages. Obviously because there's like spicy scenes, sometimes they talk about things like they're not doing anything, but they just like use a random word here that you're like, oop, I am not supposed to be reading that in a new year. Oh. There is something about this book that I'm calling the author out. You don't get to write a 5'4" lady with a 6'4" dude and then be like, oh, I leaned my head on her shoulder. Dude, you were standing upright. No. You did not lean your head on her shoulder. Unless you bent at a 90 degree, you did not lean your head on her shoulder. Okay, so today is Wednesday. I finished Icebreaker last night, and just a little like a PSA. If you're going to read on your tablet at night, turn on night light. But back to the book Icebreaker, I finished it. I give it like 3.5 stars out of 5. The reason I give it a 3.5 instead of a 4 or a 5 is that I think it's too long. I didn't really enjoy the part of the book where they go back home for winter break and they hang out with Nate's family and Anastasia's family, mainly because like I felt like the key part that I enjoyed of this book was just how funny the guys on the hockey team were. And once you take out like all the funny moments with the hockey team players, you're left with like a very cut and dry story for me. So I was not interested in that part at all. I know some like dramatic things happened, but for me I was just like, why is this part in the book? And then like there's the surprise reveal at the end, which I found interesting. Like obviously it wasn't like a surprise, like I think anyone guessed it, but like I wish they had showed us more about that part and um really developed that part more rather than focused on them going back home for the holidays. And because I literally couldn't sleep at all, at 3 a.m., I also started Funny Story by Emily Henry. The main characters are funny story. They get together because their fiancés leave them for each other. That's a new plot if I've ever read one. In romance, I was like, why is there an original plot? But this could be why, well, this could be why Emily Henry is so famous. So I'm enjoying it so far. 21% done. I can't lie, I'm kind of bored. Like, it's not a slow burn. Well, no, it is technically a slow burn, but right now there's no burn. Like, neither of them are interested in each other. It's like a fake dating plot, but like they're also laughing about it being a fake dating plot, and they're telling all their friends that they're fake dating. So it's not really like a strong fake dating plot. And then also the thing that's throwing me is that what's the guy's name? Miles, right? I'm not sure if Miles is supposed to be handsome or dirty because they're like he has this rugged impish face and I'm like, impish face? I'm supposed to be swooning over impish face? I have reached exactly page 101, chapter 17. I am exactly 50% done with the book. I'm deciding to DNF it. If I'm already halfway through and I'm not invested in the couple, I don't want to read it all the way to the end just to like come back and be like, oh, I'm not interested, I didn't like the book. Because the further I go into the book, I feel like I'll just be more angry and more judgmental about the book, which is unnecessary. I feel like I'm more of, you know, get together, figure out how much you like each other, don't hyper focus on your exes, which here's the thing, it kind of doesn't make sense to be like don't hyper focus on your exes because like she was ready to marry somebody else, right? Like she was gonna marry Peter. She thought she found the love of her life, right? But then I feel like this isn't a romance book. This is a book about healing and moving on from your ex and like finding the new you, right? So like if there was no romance with Miles, I wouldn't mind that she's still talking about Peter and still like begrudging Peter his sins and still being petty about Peter. But you can't be like, oh, I like Miles now and he's probably gonna be the person I end up with. And then still be like in every conversation you have with Miles referencing Peter and how much Peter sucked and how mad you are at Peter for cheating on you. Like okay, so today is like Thursday. It's like the last 15 minutes of Thursday. I didn't read a thing. But in my defense, I was very, very sick. On Wednesday night, I had like a little drink before going to bed. And that drink must have been contaminated or something because I was sick the entire night. Like, it was just an ugly sight. I had like a massive, massive headache, and I thought I would just eat and go to bed. But then I don't know, my headache cleared up and my sleep schedule is so completely ruined that I can't sleep. Like I tried, I've been tossing and turning in bed, I just can't sleep. So instead, we're going to read. I'm back in another empty classroom on a Friday. First of all, as a uni student, empty classrooms, I love them. But I started reading, what is it called? That's that's crazy. I started reading Butcher and Bluebird. I don't know why their names are like tongue twisters for me. I'm about 30% done. I think this is my first time reading a dark romance. I'm only on page 61, so nothing like dark romance has happened, except it's kind of like a Dexter love story. It's two serial killers falling in love. I did not expect that. I thought they'd be like two detectives haunting a serial killer, but no, no, no. They're both serial killers. Fun twist. There's something that's like throwing me because on the list of trigger warnings, there's accidental cannibalism and then not so accidental cannibalism. I'm just trying to figure out if I'm going to be able to stomach intentional cannibalism. Like, how is she gonna play it in a comedic way that doesn't make me want to puke? Because cannibalism, like, that's a strong sell. But so far, I'm really liking it. Again, I told you, I like romance where people are happy. And even though they're killing people, they're still happy. Like, the stakes are not high. I'm not worried about anything happening to them. Like, they had like a little friendly competition between them where they both try to solve a case. And I solved the case like the minute I met the suspect. I was like, that's the guy that did it. It was the guy that did it. So the stakes, ooh, I tore my bracelet. Okay, the stakes are not super high. The vibe is good. I'm really worried about the cannibalism part of it, which is crazy because that like the trigger warnings are so long that you could be worried about anything.
L is for the extraordinary.
Okay, so it's actually Saturday. I finished Butcher and Blackbird yesterday, and I was gonna film my review, but I had stuff come up. I really like this book. I have to give it like a 4 star, maybe 4.5 stars, because here's the thing. First of all, I went into it thinking it was a dark romance, so I was expecting a lot of abuse, and I was just like, "Oh, I don't think I'm gonna like that." No abuse, yay. And then there's like a whole list of like trigger warnings, which was also like, like I was like, this is gonna make the book harder to read. I don't remember everything, but I know she had like cannibalism and stuff like that, and it was all just included in like a funny way rather than like a dark or like mysterious way. So yeah, even though it's a dark romance, I would say it's more of a dark comedy romance. And here's the thing, remember how I said that like it was super predictable? She got me. She got me because the final plot twist, I literally was like slapping my bed because I did not expect that at all. And I was like, girl, you underestimated the author. Now you gotta look stupid because the plot twist was twisting. And also part of why I would say it's like a 4 star, 4.5 star is that I even as I was about to finish the book, I was like, oh, I also want to read part 2. So I don't know, it was good. It was a really fun book. Okay, I think everybody knows I have run out of time. I can't read Bride. Thank you so much for coming along with me. I'm cold and I'm waiting for my bus, so I'm gonna go. Bye bye.